Welcome back to Unmolding Science. We have always dreamed of a future free from scarcity, a world where abundance reigns supreme. For millennia, humanity has toiled under the oppressive weight of limited resources, a constant struggle for food, shelter, and survival. But what if that struggle, the very thing that has defined our existence, was suddenly gone? What if achieving this utopian dream unleashes a darker, more complex side of human nature? Prepare to have your perception shattered as we dive into the unexpected pitfalls and chilling consequences of a post-scarcity society. Tired of the rat race? Imagine a world where work is optional and leisure is the default. Sounds like the ultimate dream. But what happens when the very things that drive us, ambition, competition, and purpose, are suddenly obsolete? Join us as we simulate the unforeseen challenges and potential societal collapse that could lurk just beyond the horizon of abundance. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a profound thought experiment, a crucial conversation about the future we are racing to build. Our simulation begins with the promise of plenty, a dream within our technological reach. Imagine a world where scarcity is a myth, where AI and robotics deliver everything we need. This isn't just about automated factories. It's about a new technological paradigm where advanced AI and powerful robotics handle all production and logistics. From food synthesis to personalized medicine, we're talking about a world powered by clean, limitless energy, perhaps from a functioning fusion reactor or by a solar power grid that blankets the globe. Imagine a society where every human being is guaranteed food, shelter, healthcare, and education from birth to death, all produced and distributed by a sophisticated, self-maintaining technological infrastructure. The very concept of money, of wages, of a 9-to-5 job becomes an artifact of history, a quaint relic from the age of scarcity. For our thought experiment, let's assume we have actually built this utopia in a perfectly controlled simulation. We have eliminated all the major problems of the human race: hunger, poverty, and disease. The question then becomes, what could possibly go wrong? The first and most profound challenge we discover in our simulation is the unforeseen human element. When survival is guaranteed, what truly motivates us? The deep-seated drive that has pushed humanity forward for all of history, the need to eat, to build a shelter, to provide for a family, is suddenly obsolete. Our simulated citizens, once their basic needs are met, begin to grapple with a new, higher-level crisis: widespread ennui, a profound sense of existential dread and boredom. If work isn't necessary, how do individuals find meaning and contribute to society? The simulation shows us that many individuals, freed from the burden of labor, do not instantly turn to creative or intellectual pursuits. Instead, they fall into apathy, losing the very ambition that once defined them. Our human nature has evolved for struggle, for solving problems, and without that, we see a rise in depression and a complete loss of direction. Furthermore, while the old forms of social stratification based on wealth are gone, new forms of power and status immediately emerge. The class system is not eliminated, it simply transforms. In our simulated post-scarcity world, status is now a currency. New hierarchies are formed based on creativity, intellectual prowess, or social influence. The creatives and thinkers form a new elite, and a divide emerges between those who can still find purpose and those who cannot, creating a new, more insidious form of inequality. This brings us to the paradox of perfection. In our utopia of abundance, desires still exist, and they are still finite. Even with infinite material resources, human desires for non-material goods are still limited. Our simulation reveals a new kind of conflict: wars fought not over territory or resources, but over attention, reputation, and access to unique experiences. If every person can have any painting or any piece of music at any time, then the value shifts to the creator, to the artist with the most influence, to the person who can attract the most attention. This creates a ruthless competition for social standing, a zero-sum game that is far more corrosive than any economic rat race. Then there's the tyranny of choice. With every possible option available to them at all times, our simulated citizens suffer from decision paralysis. Should they become an artist, a scientist, an athlete, or a philosopher? Should they spend their day in virtual reality or travel to the far reaches of the globe? Overwhelming choices lead to indecision, anxiety, and a fundamental lack of commitment to any single path. It's a world where you can do anything, but end up doing nothing at all. And finally, we see global inequities in our post-scarcity world. Our simulation reveals that even if a small part of the world achieves post-scarcity, the rest may not, leading to a new, extreme divide. How would a post-scarcity society interact with still developing regions or those unwilling to join? Would they share their technology and risk societal collapse? Or would they create a new, technological form of imperialism? The simulation shows us that without a shared purpose, even a society of abundance can become a society of conflict. These challenges force a great reevaluation of our society's pillars. The very foundation of our existence, our traditional economic systems, becomes obsolete. Capitalism, based on the principle of scarcity, has no meaning when supply is infinite. Communism, based on the principle of collective control of production, is equally meaningless when production requires no human labor. So, what new models emerge? Our simulation tests out new systems, a universal basic income model, a reputation-based economy where social contribution is the only currency, or a completely anarchistic system of free association. Each model has its own unique flaws and benefits. The role of government also fundamentally changes. It's no longer a body for resource allocation, but a psychological and social manager, tasked with ensuring citizens are happy, engaged, and free from despair. This raises profound questions about privacy, control, and the nature of freedom. And what about education? What would be the purpose of learning if careers were no longer a primary driver? Our simulation shows a shift from a career-focused education to a philosophical and creative education. Learning becomes an end in itself, a way to find purpose and meaning. But this shift is not easy, and it leaves many individuals behind, creating a new form of digital divide. So, what lessons can we take from this simulation for our own future? We've identified critical challenges that are not a flaw in the technology, but a part of human nature itself. We have seen that the human need for purpose, for struggle, and for meaning is far more fundamental than our need for food or shelter. These simulated issues are not science fiction. They are a direct reflection of our current societal anxieties. From the rise of automation fears to our collective search for meaning in a world of ever-increasing leisure. The paradox of perfection is a warning about our own hyper-connected, hyper-consumerist society, where we have more choices than ever before, but are often less satisfied. We must ask ourselves what steps we can take now to prepare for or even prevent these pitfalls if we ever approach true post-scarcity. We must redefine our relationship with work, with purpose, and with each other. We must learn to value creativity and connection over mere consumption. We must build social structures that provide meaning and community, not just comfort. The simulation shows us that the dream of a post-scarcity utopia is not about technology alone. It is a profound challenge to our very nature. It is a future we must not just build, but be prepared for. The journey is not just about getting there, but about who we become on the way. If this thought experiment made you think, let me know what you believe would be the biggest challenge of a post-scarcity world. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Unmolding Science for more mind-bending facts. We'll see you next time.